Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Sokol. I'm a barrister and the founder of Alpha Academic Appeals. Here are my 7 top tips on what to do if you want to appeal a university's decision, whether it's a poor exam result or a finding of cheating or some other misconduct. Tip number 1, find out the deadline for the appeal. You're probably going to be upset, you're going to be disappointed, but now is not the time to panic. Now is the time to act. So go to the regulations of the university, you'll find them on the website, and find out how much time you have to lodge this appeal. In some institutions, it's as little as 10 days, so there's no time to lose. Tip 2, once you have the regulations, go through the permissible grounds of appeal. Usually there are only 3 or 4, and you go through each one methodically and ask yourself after each one, does this one apply to me? Is this relevant to my circumstances? Tip 3, get help early. In fact, that's 2 tips. One of them is get help, and the other one is get help early. Get help, why? Because for you, this is probably the only time this horrible thing has happened to you. But for the person helping you, whether it's from the student union or a professional service like ours, we would have dealt with this hundreds of times, and we may think of arguments that you hadn't thought of. And you should get help early, because all too often we see students who come to us after having done the first stage themselves, and by the time they come to us, it's unsalvageable. It's too late to do anything about it. So get help early. Tip 4, focus on your strong points. So you start off the appeal statement with your strongest point, and then your second strongest, third strongest, and so on. Don't bother putting in weak points like the university giving you the result a day late. Who cares? If you put it in, it dilutes the strength of the appeal and it tempts the university into just focusing on your weak points and ignoring the strong points. If you don't know which are your strongest points, then ask the person helping you for guidance. 5th tip, don't ignore the weaknesses of your case. So if, for example, you're appealing on the basis of extenuating circumstances, but you didn't tell the university at the time about the problems you were going through, you need to address this head on. Why didn't you tell the university at the time? Because if you don't address that question directly, they'll probably reject your appeal on that basis. Tip number 6, think of ways in which you can improve the appeal. Most of the time, this will be getting expert evidence or independent evidence in support of your case. That may be a doctor's report, it may be a report from a clinical psychologist, it may be an IT expert, or some other form of expertise. But remember that you need to find that expert first, you then need to arrange an appointment, and that person needs to write a report that you can use with your appeal. That's going to take time, and it's another reason why you should act early. Finally, don't rush the appeal. This is a hugely important document. So read it, reread it, show it to your friends, make sure there are no typos, make sure there are no grammatical errors, make it as good as you can. And make sure that everything you write relates back to a ground of appeal. Because if it doesn't, it's probably irrelevant, and if it's irrelevant, it will make the document less persuasive. And at the end of the day, the appeal statement is a persuasive document. The more persuasive it is, the better your chances of success. So there you go, my 7 tips. I hope that was helpful. If you think you have a case, don't give up, and good luck.